Sorry about my appearance. I am probably not gonna be wearing any makeup for most of this video at least, but definitely not right now. I am getting ready to do my self-tanning routine, and somebody suggested on my last video that I should film it, and I thought, why not? I have nothing else to do since I am stuck at home. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking you guys along with me while I self-tan today. So first things first, I like to shower and wash my hair. I'm not putting a tanner on for like a couple hours because I like to wash my hair and then make sure my hair is completely dry before I put any tanner on, because I don't want any like wet hair pieces to touch my shoulders or my back or anything and take the tan off, because once you put your tan on, it can't get wet or it's gonna stop developing, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna shower and exfoliate, and when you self-tan, you wanna make sure you really focus your exfoliating on the drier areas of your body, which for me are, and for most people, are my hands, my knees, my elbows, your feet, like the back of your heel, basically all of those areas. So I'm just gonna get in the shower, wash my hair, dry my hair, and then I will start doing my self-tanner. But like I said, once you're in the shower, just make sure that you exfoliate those areas really well, and then just do like a good exfoliation on the rest of your body. That's pretty much all I do for like the prepping stage of tanning, but I'm gonna go ahead and get in the shower, and I will see you guys here in just a second. Okay, so this is a weird angle. I literally have my camera propped up on like 4 different little moisturizer jar things on my counter. I don't feel like getting my tripod out, but anyway, I am fresh out of the shower and I am going to put some lotion on. You want to use a water-based lotion. How you can tell is just by looking at the back. The first ingredient should say water, and that's how you know that it's water-based. But I'm just gonna moisturize my elbows really well. I will put this on my entire hand, okay, my entire hands, and I will also moisturize my kneecaps. Well, I guess my knees. What am I saying? It's late if you can't tell. I'll also moisturize my knees, and then I will moisturize like my entire foot. Do this right after. I'm not gonna tan for probably another hour or 2, just depending on how long it takes my hair to dry. I like to sit with my hair in a towel for like an hour or so to really try to soak up as much moisture as I can, and then I'll go in and use my little blow dryer brush to dry it all the way. But I like to put my lotion on to try to let it soak into these like drier areas for as long as I can before I start self-tanning. So just wanted to mention that. And then I won't put any lotion on anywhere else because I really want all the other areas that aren't as dry to get as dark as possible. So these are the only places that I'll put lotion on. I'm going to be using a self-tan serum on my face. So I'm going to put a little bit of moisturizer on my face just because I have really dry skin and I don't want it to get too dark or patchy looking or anything like that. So I'm gonna do that now, and then I will be back again when my hair is all dry and I'm ready to tan. Okay, so I'm back finally. My hair is totally dry and I am about to put my self-tanner on. So first things first, I am going to just put my hair up so that I can get my hair out of the way. I'm gonna use my Tanologist self-tanner. This is just a self-tanning water, which means there is no guide color. The liquid you can see, sort of, it's kind of bright, but it's completely clear. But I've used this a lot, and this is at Target. It's really affordable. I think it's like $16 or something. This is one of my favorite affordable self-tanners. I can link down below if you're interested in trying some out. I can link some of my favorites. I also use Loving Tan, but I'm like totally out of this. Like green looking like yucky gunk around the top of it is the self-tanner. So this one, if you're not familiar with tan or self-tanning things, this is why I'm showing you, but this one has a guide color. So this looks very dark in the bottle. When you pump this, it's a mousse, This one is just a spray, so it's like you're literally spraying yourself with water, and this one is a mousse. If you are really new and just starting out with using self tanners, I would recommend one like this that's a mousse and has a guide color, because if you're not used to doing it, this is kind of like the most foolproof way of not having streaks or anything, because you can see when you put it on where you're applying it. I'll actually pump some onto a glove so you can see it just comes out like this, like a little mousse. There is color to it, so you can see exactly where you've got it. You can see if you've missed any spots or anything. I wouldn't recommend self tanning waters that are like clear like this, because you can't see where you're putting the product on. I wouldn't recommend these to somebody just starting out using tan. Loving Tan is great. The only issue that I have with Loving Tan is because it has the guide color in it. For whatever reason, the guide color gets into my pores or something, or I don't know if it's because my like leg hair is just really dark, and I don't know what it is, but if I use a self tanner with a guide color, I look like just speckled. Like I literally look like my full legs will be polka dotted because of the guide color. I don't know what it is. It just like seeps right in. I don't know. So lately I am preferring like self tan waters. I have another one that I just got, and this is a Tropez one. I got this for free in an influencer box. I didn't buy this, but I don't like this at all. It's nice. It has a really good smell, like really good. When you're putting it on initially, after that fades away and it kind of sets into your skin, it still has a self tan smell. And this one just, it hardly gave me any color, and I think that I even layered this like with 2 or 3 layers, and I barely had a tan, and the tan that I did have lasted like maybe 3 days. So this just wasn't enough color for me, and if you can't tell, I'm blending into my white background here, so I need as much color as I can get. So I don't really like this, but I am going to be using the face serum, like from the same little, whatever you want to call it. This is just the Tropez Self Tan Purity Vitamin Bronzing Water Serum. This has vitamin C and D. So I'm going to be putting this on my face, which I will probably use a glove for. You should just use a glove always. I have a Tropez glove. This one came in the influencer box as well, and I really like this glove. Tropez tanning gloves are at Ulta. You can get them for like $6. They're super cheap. They last a really long time, and they're really great quality. This one is really nice, so I've been using this one lately. I also have one that is really stained and gross looking, but this is from Vita Liberata. They're also at Ulta, and I think they have self-tanning products. I have like a kind of like a body makeup lotion from this brand that I really like, so I got their self-tan mitt. It's just a basic like $5 or $6 mitt. It's nothing great, but definitely you have to have one with a self tanner because it just helps you blend everything out evenly. So now that I've got all of that like explaining out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and start tanning. So when I tan with a mousse, like I said, if you're new to this, it's gonna be a lot easier. I'm not taking my top off, so I'm just gonna show you like this, looking like Carol Baskin, but that's all right. But I will normally spray a tan water on my body and just kind of like really go in and like spray any area. That's why I've used so much of this. I've only tanned with this maybe 4 or 5 times, but I've used so much because I use a lot, because I want to make sure, I can't see where it all is. I want to make sure that everything's covered. So just kind of spray every area really thoroughly, and I won't do my entire arm at once. I'll just do like whatever this part of you is called, I don't know. It's late. It's past my bedtime. So I will just do that, and then I will go down to like the next little section of my arm, my forearm. There you go. just spray that down really well and then blend it out. So when I'm blending also, I just kind of like to make circular motions. It just helps get everything really blended, and that's what you want because you don't want any streaks. The only thing about this tan is, no, this one's dark. I wish they had like an ultra dark, and I don't think they do. Because of that, I will use this in layers, which is the other reason why I've used so much of this. So I've got like a full good layer on this arm. I'm gonna go do this arm, and then I will actually go back. I'll let this dry down for a minute. I'll go back and redo this arm and do a second layer so that I have a deeper tan. When you get down to these areas that you have little like natural creases in, move your hand so that you are opening up all the creases and you can get that product in there. Same for when you self-tan your hand. You can use like a makeup brush and kind of go in and use that as like a detailer. But when I self-tan my hand, normally I'll put on lotion so that my hand doesn't suck all of it up, and you can avoid the like self-tan hands. But when you put your tan on, you kind of want to make like a claw so that you can smooth out all of those little creases in your knuckles and everything, and really get in there so that you don't have any like white lines. So I'm gonna save my hands for last because I'm putting them in and out of the glove, and it just makes it easier on me. So I'm gonna do my other arm. Oh, now that I have my arms done, I am going to do my face, and I think I'm gonna use this other glove to do my face, just because I don't want my face to get too dark because I have self-tan on that glove. So hopefully I get a better blend. I'm actually gonna look in the mirror to do this so I don't mess up. Normally with these kind of products, they say to like avoid your hairline and your eyebrows and stuff because it can kind of look funky. I don't know if I want to do that because my hairline is so much brighter. Like once it's tanned, like it's just gonna be like I have a mask on or something. So I think I'm gonna like lightly, like really lightly, like push it into my hairline a bit. Also, you don't want to put it on your lips because it's not gonna look right, and it probably isn't made to like ingest and is not gonna taste very good. So avoid the lip area. I've only used this one other time, so I'm kind of just like trying this out. Hopefully I don't look crazy. You guys will see tomorrow when I like show you. I'm going to bed after this, so when I self-tan, I normally like to sleep in it because I have less of a chance of like ruining my tan. So you want to stay as dry as you possibly can. And also I'm gonna do my neck and like chest next, but when you do that, you want to make sure, if you wear your hair up a lot, which sometimes I do, I will kind of take the self-tanner and like pat it on my ear just a little bit, like on the outside, just to kind of give it a tiny bit of color, because when you're fully tan and you have pale ears, it looks very weird. The other thing I will do is kind of pull all of my little straggly hairs up and kind of blend my tan into my hairline back here, because when I do put my hair up in a ponytail or a bun, I don't want a distinct line. Like I just want it to be like a seamless blend. I want it to look natural and not like I have fake tan on and like have a distinct line circling my hair. So I kind of blend it up to my hair. I don't notice anything weird with my hair afterwards. It just looks more flawless and natural, and that's just what I prefer. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish tanning off camera because I need to tan the rest of my body, which I'm not gonna show you, but this is basically like the before, and in the morning I will get back on camera and show you guys what the after looks like. I'm probably just gonna do like 2 layers all over my full body. Okay, so I'm jumping back on here because I have a couple things that I forgot to mention. First things first, wear loose clothing after you tan. You don't want to have anything on that's going to be like super tight or anything that's going to like rub off your tan. So make sure you have loose clothing. The tip I have is to wait maybe like 5 or 10 minutes before you put your clothes back on, just so that you can make sure that it's fully dry, because you don't want to have your tan be completely wet still and you go to put your shirt on and it wipes away the tan or whatever. Another thing, since I tan before bed, I figured somebody might wonder if it stains my sheets. It doesn't stain them, but sometimes it does come off on my sheets just because I toss and turn all night and that's just how I sleep. But it doesn't mess up my tan. It doesn't make my tan fade faster. Sometimes it just comes off, but it washes out in the wash. It doesn't stain any clothing or anything either. And also the other thing that I thought of is my back. So normally, like, the best thing you can do to tan your back is have somebody else help you and put the tan on for you. If you don't have somebody to help you, like I don't right now, so I kind of will just like literally put my hand behind my elbow and like push my arm as far down as it'll reach, and then I'll kind of turn around and take my hand up and kind of like where my fingers reach back here, I can kind of like meet the area that my hand reaches from up here, if that makes sense. And then I'll do the other side and then switch over and do this side. If you are not like flexible in any way, don't even try, because it is a little difficult and I'm not very flexible with my arms at all. So the other thing you can do is they actually have on Amazon like self-tanning sticks. I don't have one, so I don't know exactly what they're called, but it's literally just like a long stick with a self-tanning mitt on the back. So you put your product on and you just take the stick and use it on your back. Otherwise, 95% of the time, nobody is seeing my back and I don't tan it. I also have an advantage because I have a huge tattoo on my back, and even if I just tan like up here and that's it, you can't even tell. So that works for me. But if you are nervous about tanning your back yourself, definitely invest in one of those like tanning mitt back sticks. I don't know, maybe a wand, I don't know what they're called, but I just thought of these other tips that I should probably tell you about before I go to sleep and forget about them. So yeah, now I am going to bed and I will see you in the morning, but for you guys it'll be like 1 second. Okay, I am back. It is the next morning. So here is what my tan is looking like. It's definitely darker in person. Hopefully it shows up on camera, but yeah, this is just probably about 8 hours after putting the tan on. This tan specifically, I think it says you can rinse this off after 1 to 4 hours. The longer you have it on though, the deeper your tan will get. Since this is clear, I don't ever really rinse this off because my tan will just get really dark then, and when I do rinse it off, it doesn't get as dark. It doesn't leave any like weird feeling on my skin. There's no residue. It doesn't have like a weird smell, and I don't always rinse this one off. So my chest is looking pretty pale still compared to like my arms. My chest, for whatever reason, never ever gets as dark as the rest of my body. I don't know what it is. I put like 3 layers on, it still hardly changes. But here is what my face looks like after using the little tan serum. I have like a little bit of, I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but a little bit of like a splotchy something where I guess I didn't like rub it in enough up here. Obviously my face is still darker than the rest of my body, which is fine, but it gave me a really nice natural looking like amount of color. Like I don't look too dark, I don't look orange. It just looks very natural, like a nice little bit of a glow, which is really great. I always wear this under makeup anyway. I'll just do a foundation that's darker to match the rest of my body, and having like a little bit of a base color under it just makes everything blend and look a lot better. I also use a little bit less makeup, and if I wanted to go out without any makeup, I would feel really good because I don't look like a piece of paper. So I really like this. I think I'm gonna start using this more. I had only used this like one other time and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it tonight for this video, and I ended up really liking it. So yeah, definitely gonna be using this more. I just don't like the tan water that they have, but this one is great. So also the other thing that I wanted to mention is my hands came out pretty, ignore my nails, but my hands came out pretty okay. First lines, it's not super dark or anything. They look pretty good. What I did was just throw some lotion on right before I put the tanner on because I didn't want my hands to get super dark. The other thing that I did was I forgot to put lotion on my feet right before I put tan on. So my feet got a little bit dark and a little bit crazy, but a little trick that I have, I wouldn't use this anywhere else on your body. This is kind of just what I do for like my hands and feet if they get crazy. You can run your hands under some water, like warm water, for a few minutes if you have, you know, really crazy tan. I had some, you can still kind of see it, it's not as dark at all, and this will probably wash off after a few times of washing my hands today. But all of my fingers where I was like holding the bottle and spraying, it gets a little messy. Probably use a glove if you have this, because I don't know if it's just my bottle or if it's this product, but it always kind of like gets messy and then you have like dark fingers. So that happened. One thing I like to do to kind of fix that a little bit is I will run my hands or my feet under like warm water for like a minute or two, and then get a pumice stone and just kind of like take it and rub on like the areas to kind of exfoliate away that tan. And it really does help. You can see that the stone will kind of turn a little bit orange from where you're scrubbing the tan away. Just any areas that where you were like super dry, I wouldn't do it too harsh because you don't want to like rub all of the tan off and just have like, you know, white splotches then. Just be like really soft and gentle and do it a little bit at a time. So I did my hand, the back of my hands, and it got, you know, most of it off. Obviously I still have color because it's not going to take everything away, but when they are like, you know, my fingers were like super dark brown, and that helped get rid of like 90% of it. So just keep that in mind. I do have a little light on up here, so maybe you can't see my tan as well, but that is about it. I am gonna go make some breakfast. Depending, I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I might also do like a little bit of a get ready with me, and show you guys how I have been doing my eyebrows lately because I really like them. So yeah.